infographic from Pinterest. Can you explain the Trinity in plain language? Question, please explain the Trinity, the Holy Trinity in plain English to me so that I can explain to a friend of another faith. I have looked up the Trinity and it's difficult to understand and explain. The Trinity is one of the most difficult realities to comprehend, but it might be a helpful start to recognize the distinction between a being and a person. God is one being, the one and only divine being. This divine being exists as three persons, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. This is unusual to us because each human being is only one person, and it might seem that every being has to be one person. One being equals one person. But that's not always the case. For example, a dog is a being, but it is not a person. A tree is a being, but it is not a person. In these cases, one being equals 0 persons. On the other hand, an angel is a being and is a person. In this case, angelic beings are similar to human beings. One being equals one person. Once you recognize that not every being is always exactly one person, it might be easier to grasp God's unique reality. The Trinity, one being The Trinity, one being equals 3 persons. This is a helpful start. Next infographic from Pinterest. What is a guardian angel? Answer that every individual soul has a guardian angel has never been defined by the church and is consequently not an article of faith, but it is the mind of the church as St. Jerome expressed it. How great the dignity of the soul, since the one from his birth an angel commissioned to guard it. The Old Testament conceived of God's angels as his ministers who carried out his behest and who were at times given special commissions regarding men and mundane affairs. There is no special teaching. The doctrine is rather taken for granted than expressly laid down. 2 Maccabees 3:25, 10:29, 7:6, and 15:23. But in the New Testament, the doctrine is stated with greater precision. Angels are everywhere. The intermediaries between God and man in Christ set a seal upon the Old Testament. See that you despise not one of these little ones. For I say to you, but the angels in heaven always see the face of my Father who is in heaven. Matthew 18:10. A twofold aspect of the doctrine here is set before us. Even little children have guardian angels, and these same angels lose not the vision of God by the fact that they have a mission to fulfill on earth.